Oh, hello everybody. JD here. Welcome to episode 19 of the Western Wilds. Just getting some coffee on. Just finished having my dinner. It's getting to be that time. I'm going to take it easy for the rest of the night. Pretty soon it'll be time to have a nap. Well, a nap, I mean a good sleep. There's not much going on here right now. Everything's growing, looking good. So just gonna have my coffee. I think while I drink my coffee, I'll take you out and show you what's been going on and what else has happened in the month of March. As you can see, our grass is starting to grow pretty good. I've had some time to get rid of some of the bushes around the yard. Yes, there's some new stuff going on over here as well. So as you can see in the little island here, we've cleaned up all the bushes. Found that we got a little pond sitting in the island here. Doesn't freeze over the winter at all, as we know from the last videos. But we cleaned up all the bushes in the yard, so now everything is grass. I think it's a much cleaner look, that's for sure. I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to change all this back fencing here. I think I'm going to get rid of this black fencing, and we're going to do the gated fencing like we have over here where our gate. I'll show you what's going on over here in just a minute. I think the back is going to get this all the way around. I don't know. I think well, I don't know. Why don't you guys tell me? Do you think it would look better in the back with this big gate all the way around? Or should we just leave the black fencing with the gate for driving in and out of the yard? And just leave that as the only place that's got the higher gate. So anyway, like I said, I have the truck sitting over at the sawmill. I wanted to bring you guys in when I sell the last load of logs. We got everything loaded up. We have some greenhouses. So the first greenhouse I have is this one. It is producing sugar beet so that we can make sugar. This one is producing cotton so we can send that over to the spinnery and we can start getting some cloth made for clothing. And this one here, growing one of my favorites, we're doing strawberries. Now, the reason we're doing the strawberries and the sugar beets so that we can make sugar, rumor has it we're getting a Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know. I myself personally, I'd rather have a Tim Hortons, but we're not up north. We're down here in the south, so I guess the favorite down here is Dunkin' Donuts. So we're going to be making some donuts. And then over here, we have, well, deer in the yard. This is the water distributor by Omatana. This holds a bunch of water and distributes it to our greenhouses as our greenhouses need it. Because your greenhouses hold a bunch of water, but that's what's running the strawberries. I put these ones down for now. They only take water, but we will be switching these up to water and manure once, as we found out the last video. Now that the manure is being made, I can swap those over. So we're going to run down here. And something else has happened. I said in the spring we were going to get them. Well, guess what? Holy crow, we have a ton of wool going on here. How are you guys food-wise? Oh, you got plenty. But we're still got 50 sheep. Let's just go into here and check on our animals. We have 50 sheep. Another 4 months or so, we should have 100 sheep because they're at 60% ready. They produced 3,400 liters of wool so far. And then our cows, hey, within the next 2 months here, we're going to have more. We're going to have 40 cows. And as you can see, they've already produced 11,000 liters of milk and 17,000 liters of slurry. And last time I looked, we'll go over there. We'll come back to this in a minute. We were at 44,000, I think. Or was it 30 and then it jumped to 41, I think, and now it's up to 42. Anyway, the mod is now working. The manure's coming in. So, but I think we can open this up as we're in springtime now. As you can see, our cows are fully fed. They've got lots of silage or total mixed ration. Lots of straw. They're not full, not even close, but we'll get there. Alright, enough was enough. Let's get over here. This is what I was talking about and have been talking about for quite a while. We got our chicken pen. So I don't have any chickens in here yet, but let's just... Alright, there we go. Grid's gone. So here's our little pen. And it's going to hold all our chickens. We're going to be right there with the sheep and the cows. Everything will be easy to deal with. So I think we're going to run over here. And the last thing I'm going to do tonight... Well, actually, no, not quite the last thing. We're going to go into here. We're going to buy us some chickens. But I'm going to do 6-month-old chickens, not young chickens. We're going to start here. So I think the amount we can start with, we started with 50 sheep. Let's do 50 chickens. Let's just do that. That sounds pretty good. So we're going to buy 50 chickens. And yeah, they have to be delivered because I don't have a way of getting them here. Not like when we called Wade with the rig. So that is what it is. We now have 50 chickens. Now I need to give them some food. So we're going to have to run up to the store and get them some food. So first thing we're going to do is, I know everybody hates this button, but I'm using it. So here we are. All those logs are loaded up. Let's sell them. Let's take the straps off first. So this will work. And we're going to sell the logs. Now this is all the logs off the property and everything I've cut down. We've filled the other sawmill. This one here is for nothing but actually selling. So let's find out how much we're going to make. $18,000 worth of wood. Alrighty then. Well, that works. So now we can jump into this. We can take this truck home. Then we're going to have to jump in the tractor, grab the trailer, and run up to the... Well, I wonder. Maybe we can finally use that fancy all-in-one container that's sitting there on our farm that we're paying for every month. And see if we can get chicken food out of that. First thing we'll do is we'll take this up to the store and drop the trailer off and return it. You know, I wish we had a way of hauling this trailer and the other trailer at the same time. But I don't think when I rented it, I put the pintle hitch on the back of this trailer. And then I could just kill two birds with one stone. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll get this back to the store. We'll get this back. And we'll run back here, grab the tractor, run back. Oops. Oops. Am I driving? Great. I really got to put the wheel in here. This keyboard driving is, it is what it is. I have fun. And to be honest, I like the keyboard more, not so much for control wise, but I'm just more used to the keyboard. However, when I do play ATS, I do plug in the wheel and pedals because it does make it a lot easier to use the wheel for driving and then the keyboard for all the rest. But now that I got the new button box in from SimPanel, I might be able to get rid of the keyboard completely and just use the wheel, the button box, I don't use the pedals. I use the pedals on the steering wheel as my gas and my brake. Because I play my games in automatic mode. It's just what I do. So, well, so this can be dropped here. Jump out, go and return it. It's a nice trailer. It's kind of cool. And like I thought, there's nothing on there. Gotta love that license plate, eh? I think that's just cool. Alright, let's go return this thing. Alright. Let's go to leased items, forestry, select, and we'll return it. Alright, now we're not going to get charged. Let's run back to the truck here and get this home. See, some of these you can't. Let's see. I go to customize. Some of these mods you can't put a license plate on, which really is too bad. But I'll deal with it. It's, you know, it's more of an aesthetic look. That's all it's for. I don't know. I was never one for putting plates on these things. I never cared for it. But throwing the name of the channel on it, it kind of made sense. And it works out fairly well. So I'm going to leave it. I'll put them on whatever we can put on. If we can't put it on, it's not a big deal. But what else is going on? The county's got a hold of me, and there's a few more plots of land they want me to cut the grass and kind of clean everything up around here. So we might be doing that in April, June. We'll see how the grass is, and you know, we got to be careful because we're gonna have some of our own stuff to do here as well. So yeah. What? Well, how did that happen? Only for me. Let's try this again. Must have clicked on my mouse or something. Oh. That mod that I talked about earlier about for automatic doors and stuff, it is still not working properly. I don't know. I'm not a modder. I know some guys that are, but they mostly dabble in SnowRunner. I haven't really looked at playing with Farm Sim to see what they can and can't do. I don't know, maybe I haven't bugged them enough to, maybe get into the game a little bit and start making some mods to get out there. Um, it's always cool to have mods that everybody can get off Mod Hub and stuff like that. But it's also nice to every once in a while use a mod that other people don't have. Um, Not to rub it in their face or anything, but you know, when guys, uh, like as an example, one of the guys has got some custom mod packs in SnowRunner. Um, and they're only available on PC. Again, sorry to you console guys. There's just certain things you can and can't do with consoles. So, oh, I'm gonna have to move that truck, I think. So anyway, as I was saying, that is not what I got into. Um, I don't know, I went squirrel there. Damn it, computer. Oh, right. Now, I get that it's not fair overly to the console guys that, there's just stuff you can't get. And I agree. Um, but at the same time, we don't have the restrictions with a PC that you do with a console. It's just the way it is. But as I was saying, some of these guys that have some mods out there for SnowRunner, um, it's kind of a nice feeling to have something that they invite you to use, or something that, yeah, maybe you paid for it or whatever, but there's some guys that have let me in on their private mods that they've modded for themselves or anything. And you know what? It's kind of cool to be a part of that. That's something, when your mod creators and your content creators, and that you can talk to each other on different, uh, through different venues. Uh, like I'm in on a couple of Discord. Can I buy wheat out of this? I cannot. All right. I guess we have to go up to the farm or to the store. Can't fill it here at the farm. That's only for fertilizers and seeds. Okay, well, is what it is. Run back to the farm quick here before we lose all our daylight and get these chickens fed. Faster I get the chickens fed, probably the faster they're going to start laying some eggs. So, anyway, as I was saying, just being part of something special like that, especially when they trust you with this stuff, because a lot of people, they leak this stuff or put it up on another different mod page, claiming it as their own, trying to get those few pennies from a click. From what I understand, you don't get a whole lot of cash when you add these to mod pages to get downloaded. Like, you need thousands and thousands and thousands of downloads to really amount to anything. So when somebody invites you into those mods, it's kind of a really nice. It's really nice of them, and I think it's really cool, and I appreciate that when they do things like that. Like I said, there's a couple of guys that have provided that for me, and it's cool. It's something I really appreciate. Now, I'm not throwing their names out there unless they want me to, and if they want me to, they can let me know, and I can say their names. And it's not a big deal. All right, there's my chicken feed. 1,000 louder. 1,000 liters per bag. You know what? We better just buy. And we'll buy again. And we'll buy again. Okay, now that should be enough. That's 24,000 liters of chicken food. So let's just get it into the excuse me, into the trailer and get it back to the farm and feed them chickens. Now this is going to take a bit of time. I was hoping we could I probably could have bought bulk over at the other outlet there, but we know how well that outlet's treated me. It keeps filling me up with fertilizers, and I don't want fertilizers. But that could just be a me thing. I don't know. Who knows? That's what happens when you're old and grumpy like me. Things don't work. I'm just technologically unadvanced. Plain and simple. There's still a lot I have to learn to finish making these videos, and there's a lot I'm going to have to learn. I'll just keep doing what I can do for now. The guys that are giving me pointers and ideas and helping me with the basics, I really appreciate these guys. I really do. There's something to be said for the Discord communities. I will talk to the main guys about adding the Discord that I'm active in and that promote my videos and stuff, to see if they want me to put the Discord in the description for my videos. I have no problem doing that, because I tell you, it's a great bunch of guys that run it. Like I said, I am a moderator in the channel. So, you know, I have no problem putting those guys up. I really don't. It's a great community. You know, it's just one of those things, and a lot of those guys have really, you know, with talking to them and testing for them with mods and stuff, I really don't think there's one of them that is not willing to help and be there for other people. And it's just, like I said, it just makes for a great community. They like to have fun. They're trying to convince me of maybe doing a live stream. I don't know about live streaming. I don't know if I can sit on a stool for 3 hours playing a game without having to get up and move around and stuff, because like I said, I'm still doing all this on a stool. I don't have a proper gaming setup, because I found this later and didn't realize how much I would enjoy playing games. So we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Alright, let's get this back to the farm, get these chickens fed. I hope 24,000 liters of food is enough. It should be, and I'll probably be able to put some in the silo for later. Excuse me. Other than that, there's not much more we can do for the month of March. All our fields are fully fertilized. We just gotta wait for them to grow. All the wood has been sold. All of our animals are in. It'd be really nice if we see something popping up in that field, right in those two fields. I know one's grass and the other's sunflowers. Um, so I don't know. One other thing that I forgot to mention when I was talking about the county has sent a company my way that asked if I would be interested in putting some solar panels into my back pasture here, in behind my. We're gonna cut across the grass. In behind my TMR mixer. Uh, they how that works is it supplies my house and everything else with solar panels or with energy, and anything we don't use from the solar panels they put on the land, they whatever we don't use we feed back into the energy grid, and they pay us for it. Oh, this isn't good. Oh boy, how much does that thing hold? I might have to go get more. Wow. I did not expect that. Chickens. Oh, okay. This has got to be another one that I've modded up a little bit. Uh, so if that's 24,000, yeah, this must hold 1,000,000 liters of food as well. Well, that's going to be a little bit expensive. But that's why we have a 2 fields of wheat is for the chickens. So that 24,000 hopefully will last them into excuse me, will last them into where we've harvested our wheat, and I can get the wheat put in there. So anyway, like I was saying, over here behind our fermenter, I have a nice little piece of land still. Isn't really useful for much except for maybe some grass. But I won't be tilling this up and putting real grass in on this side. So I'm thinking, just for some monthly income, we might put a couple of solar panels down. It's good. It'll help with the environment, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm a real tree hugger. I'll admit it. But, just to help move things along, we might put the solar panels down. Because that's kind of wasted space for me right now. Because the only way we could really use that area back there is if I were to cut all these trees down to my property line, which runs. Where is my property line here? I believe it is that telephone pole right there. Yes, my property line is from this telephone pole. So I don't want to remove all the trees right there just to make this into a great big huge grass field. There are still some trees that are going to come out. I do have some other ideas for things over here. But that back piece, because I really can't do much with it right now. So I think I might put a couple of solar panels in this area. I can still get in and mow around them. This area's got to be mowed and eventually replanted to be a real grass field instead of just standard meadow grass, which would be better for making silage and making TMR and turning into hay. We'll get a better crop off it. But we can wait for that till next year. Once the grass that we have planted over there is put into play. This year is we're not probably going to get a big harvest off that. Usually off grass you can get a minimum of 2, but I don't think we're going to get 2 this year with us only planting it at the beginning of this month. Yeah, this month is almost over and we'll be moving into June soon, but I don't think it's going to be ready for one or two cuts. But we will have whatever we get from uh, the two plots of land that the county wants us to mow sometime this year. I I jumped on the opportunity to be able to mow that up, clean it up for the county, but at the same time we get the goodies off. So, let's see if I can get this in here now. Oh yeah, I should have lots of room. I need to do a cleanup, put certain things in a certain area. I still thinking I should build a shed for all the mowing equipment and everything in the other building, or another shed over by the cow barns and stuff for putting all the mowing equipment, everything in. That way I can put trailers and stuff into these buildings without blocking everything. It doesn't help I've got all these bales in here right now, but we needed them. And I didn't have a place to put them, so I just dumped them here, because you don't want your bales getting all wet and everything else. And we're in and out of these barns enough that, you know, we're probably not going to see many mice chewing them up, making homes in them. So, we got our two Kenworths in here. We got the two older trucks in here. Got the trailers. So, you know, we're not doing bad. I'll just leave those open. So, quickly, let's just run over here. We're going to go check on my greenhouses, see what they have left, or what they've made so far. And we'll check them again in the morning. So, we have 1,000 liters of strawberries, 530 liters of cotton, and 2,000 liters of sugar beet already. Wow. So that looks like that's about it. Our chickens are fed. They've got a self water that hooks in just like the other animals. I think we're good to go. And of course I left the doors open, as per usual. Now I'm going to have flies everywhere. More coffee. So, I think with that being said, I'm going to leave this episode here. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, where we're going, do me the favor. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe. Give me a comment. Whatever you want to do. But if you're going to give me a downvote, please tell me why you're giving me the downvote. I can only get better with your help. Alright, guys. Have a great day. That's episode 19. Not much happening. Just a little bit of farm stuff. You know what? Before I leave, let's check the old sales. Tipper, a trailer, and a power roller. Well, I'm not doing any rolling in this series. That's the front part. Where's the back? What can we do to this? I don't know what we can all do to this. Well, it holds 40,000 liters, but it's only one part. Heap, $26,000. But I don't think we need. If I'm going to get a trailer, I want a full end dump or a belly. That's a cool looking little trailer. It's on for 25,000, but it's just not something we need. So we're going to pass that up. So with that being said, again, guys, I'm going to let you go. Stay tuned for episode 20. That'll be coming out soon. Don't know exactly how fast, but we'll get there. We'll wake up in the month of June and see what's going on. Hopefully our other fields have sprouted a little bit. We can maybe get something else done and do some of that mowing. But with that, I'm going to leave you. I'll talk to you guys later. You have a great day. Peace.